Hey folks, it's Bob from Florida Cam Courses. Today we're coming to you with an issue that a lot of homeowners have regarding addressing the board of directors. Uh, I hear far too many times that our board doesn't listen to us, our board doesn't want to hear what we have to say, and frankly, that's probably not true. But the board has a lot of business to conduct, and we want to give you some tips on how to get their attention and also how to address these volunteers in the community, your neighbors. So, if you're an owner advocate and you have an issue that you need to bring to the board's attention, try to come forward early in the process. If you're a position advocate, you should come forward as early as possible and gather as much information beforehand from management, attend all the meetings where the issue is being discussed, and ask pertinent questions in a respectful way. This method of advocacy, informed, involved, and respectful, is one in which minds can be changed and consensus built. Have your ducks in a row when you speak to the board of directors. Prepare an opening statement on why you're taking this position. Explain your reasoning and cite facts and events. Provide successful precedents or actions. Be sure to anticipate objections, have answers to those objections, and present them before anyone else has an opportunity to ask you a question. Summarize your position concisely and reasonably, and be sure to thank the board for listening. This method develops credibility for you and your cause. Be willing to change your position in light of the facts in order to stay credible. I was once at a board meeting where a group based their entire position on erroneous assumptions that had been clearly and repeatedly explained to them. Yet in a stunning example of a group mentality, they stuck to their original arguments and looked very foolish as they lost their case. So stay away from empty threats too. Even at your most desperate, always avoid any type of threat to the board, especially threatening with a lawsuit. Everyone knows there's probably about a 0% chance that you're going to follow through with that threat. And secondly, most savvy board members will refer you to the association's lawyer and not speak with you from that point on because you threatened a lawsuit. So you would have to consider yourself being shot in the foot. Be willing to let go. Whether the position you're advocating wins or loses, you must let it go and move on for the betterment of the community. We all know that nothing is worse than a gloating victor, except maybe the spoiled loser. Either way, you lose credibility for the position that you may wish to advocate the next time. All you need to know, I think you learned it in kindergarten. As a former manager and current vendor, I still find it fascinating that people will do and say things as board members or homeowners that they would never dream of saying at work or at home. It's as if they need a little fantasy world where they can vent their frustrations and face no consequences. And they found that satisfying world in the community association, and also you may have noticed on social media. Robert Fulghum wrote the book All I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Everything that we talked about, everything that we're discussing is in that kindergarten curriculum somewheres. There's the golden rule, and love and basic sanitation, ecology and politics and equality, and most importantly, sane living. I emphasize this sane living part because this is what really applies to the association world. You know, civil discourse within community associations is not only possible, it's far easier than many would think if our associations would only follow some simple, clear, and common sense tenets. It's the responsibility of all board of directors to provide a platform for civil discourse for their communities, and doing so starts with adopting procedures and parliamentary processes, providing regular communication with owners, as well as a consistent platform for owners to communicate with the board at their regular meetings. So, as an active owner, you should be proactive, respectful, well prepared, and have your ducks in a row and be willing to adjust your position when the facts just don't support the position you took. And perhaps most importantly, those true believers need to let go once the issue is over. No matter whether you won or lost, the issue has been decided, and it would be the graceful and classy thing to do. This gives you credibility to fight for another day. So remember, be reasonable, be respectful, and remember the things we learned in kindergarten. Until next time, be well, take care.